And did you know you can install a .NET Framework 2.0 Service Pack 2 on here? But in order to do it, pretty much have to have most of this stuff installed on here. Not all of it, but generally this list up up to 2.0. So let's go into here. The first update I'm going to be installing, I'll be going here. I will be installing the 2008 redistribution. Let's copy this to the D drive. In order to install this, we're going to have to install the .NET Framework redistributions of 2008, 2009. I like the fact that I'm using WinRAR. Some people will tell me that, oh, you should be using you should be using 7-zip, but WinRAR works fine. It actually is better on an older operating system like this because it just gives you more access. So what I'm doing here is making sure that it installs every file it needs to install, and then we'll definitely be able to install this particular release, because this actually doesn't install unless you install previous versions of those two versions. I have I have the DirectX 9.0C for Windows direct for October 2006 version edition of the redistribution for DirectX 9C installed on here currently. So I'm going to delete that so I know that's the files are on here. So yeah, whatever. As you can see, I've got the DirectX 9C redistributable. We're going to install the 2008 redistributable first, because this means it will be getting, this will require a restart. And this is just kind of cool to show off. We're booted back into Windows. So let's go to the let's go to the 2009 redistribution. This is kind of cool. You can actually do this. And now we will be able to install the 2010 redistribution, because which it may say like 2009 was the last to support Windows 2000, but actually it's February 2010 build. You just have to do a little finagling. We're going to restart. Well, we'll just do that. So we're restarting into to Windows 2000. That classic login screen. There's nothing that beats it. But now we're in. And yes, it is dual booting 98. Now we can install. Hopefully install. I think. Yeah, we can. This is cool. Because this is the last version of DirectX ever to support Windows 2000. The last official one to support Windows 2000. Which most people do not know this. Just have to do certain things to actually get it to work. But it does work. And it should require a restart. Hopefully not. Now we're able to do this. So we're going to go here. New. Visual Studio. In fact, we're going to install this first. This to be absolutely sure that it actually installs Service Pack 2. Because I know. I want to make sure it works, and it'll definitely. This one should definitely install in here. This should definitely install on here now. And I already had like original 2.0 on here. We'll let it do the install. So now we have installed .NET Framework 2.0. Service Pack 1, which we already had the other one, the older one that is the one you're supposed to install in 2000, but which is the official, is the one that is supposedly the only officially supported version. But we can install this one too. I'm going to do these updates just to make sure things actually install. So the next version will be .NET Framework 2.0 Service Pack 2. And I thought this would be just a fun video to do. And you can see WinZip. You can see I've copied the infamous WinZip on here. Is it program which is almost as much of a meme as WinRAR? Because it's just fairly, it's like WinRAR, it has its uses. So you can see that I'm installing each update. I don't know if this will require a restart. So you can already see that I've installed the older 2.0 because in order to do this, you have to have that installed. Should have it installed. Make sure it actually installs this stuff. And this is the most recent that is supported on 2000. If you go through the hoops and you install the DirectX redistributions and as well as the updates that were some of the updates that were listed, i.e. 6.0 is something I would highly recommend updating to. Of course, we're going to see if this works. We'll be back. And now we can actually start installing .NET Framework 2.0. Service Pack 2, which should theoretically work. It's been a while since I've done this, but it should work. I have read, if you've ever read any installed Windows, you know Microsoft's crap. You know, you kind of do, but you should always read the agreements. So I'll wait for this to install, then we'll install the updates. So here we go. Now we can start installing the updates. And so now we have now we're going to have a fully up-to-date .NET framework, which is really nice because .NET Framework is something you really want to be running the latest version of, or should want to run the latest version of it. You know, makes your operating system run a little more modern, and it's kind of a nice thing to have because there's like modern software which can take advantage of these distributions, and there are also security patches that are in these service packs, so it's like, why not? The problem with these service packs is that you can hardly install them on Windows 2000 without radically altering your operating system. But really, 2000 doesn't need anything higher. Doesn't need like DirectX 8 or even DirectX 7 compatibility, because a lot of Windows 2000 is the higher support newer software type stuff and newer hardware, and that's really kind of where we want to have DirectX 9, at least have a DirectX 9 install on here. Or rather, DirectX 9 installed on here. So now we're running the latest packs, and when I basically probably around 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2018, 2019. It's kind of right around the time I figured out how to do all this. So I've had these on my hard drive backed up for the last 20, 20, for like 4 years, pretty much. So now we're installing the. So now we're going to install the last of the updates, and then I'll install Visual C++ 2008. Boy, that's gonna come in handy. Oh my! I bet you there's stuff that can use that C redistribution. Lol. I'm sure there's some software. Seriously though, I'm sure there's like custom software which can take advantage of that. Thought why not? Why not throw some of the most up to date versions on here? I don't think it'll cause me issues on Windows 2000. So I'm gonna give it, and I'm right now getting my A plus certification. So this is surely something which would come in handy. Not really, but it is a little piece of information that most people do not know. I'm gonna let this finish, and then we'll install the .NET. No, not .NET. Visual C++ 2008 redistributable. So now we're done. Cool. So we're gonna copy these down. Holy crap! It's 10 o'clock. Now we can install this. This is optional, but like the Service Pack 2, the release of .NET Framework is optional, but I will install it anyway, seeing as it is a useful thing to have on here. It has been successfully installed. I wonder, can I install this now? This unofficial update. That the one he did, like the extended kernel, released this because this is required for installing the extended kernel. But you know, why not try it out? And I think now I can install it finally. So I'm going to copy this over. I guess I'm done. Cool. There's my computer. There's Windows 2000 Professional Service Pack 4. As far as updated, it's running IE version 6.0, Service Pack 1, Windows Media Player 9 series. Pretty much up to date, the most up to date Windows 2000 install as far as updates to what is existing on the operating system. And so now I'm going to delete, 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 delete some files. And no one's ever gonna get that reference ever. Like, I bet you someone like Endless Jess would get this reference. It'll be a shame because, like, you know, it's like, yeah, it kind of stinks. And I guess I've installed all the little software packages and updates on here, except for maybe one little thing I could install on here. And I want to see if I have it on here. Virtual PC 2004. We're going to install that. We're going to install that. And yeah, this doesn't, by the way, this doesn't need any of that other crap installed. I'm just installing it on here for the hell of it. Because it is Windows, because it is a software pack. That's all. Because it is a useful piece of software. Virtualization software is always a good thing to install on Windows, regardless of whether we can dual boot 98, whether we're dual booting 98 on here or not. I still install it. It's a good thing to install. I think we've got pretty much all this crap. Alternative mouse, the application compatibility mode. I think I'm gonna copy that over here anyway. So I just want to install the rest of this stuff on here. And now all I have to do is install the post service pack 4 updates. And that's about all, you know. We finally have, or rather, I finally have. That's what that is. Now I finally have everything that I want on here as far as that is concerned.